I think we're live. Yeah, man. I think we are live. What is going on? Okay. What's happening, people? It is your boy Patrick Tyrant, aka Young Swaggy Daniels. When you see the T, you see the P. When you see the peanut represents T, let's go. I had to do that a bit slower than usual just so that everyone can like catch up on all of that. So Holly, what's going on? How are you? Yeah, thanks for jumping on and leaving a comment straight away. The live viewers are coming through as well now. So yeah, this is fantastic, man. This is my first ever live stream, like my own show. Do you know what I mean? So this is it. This is Patrick Tyrant live in the flesh for everyone to see. And I'd like to, yeah, like I don't even know where to start. As you can see, I'm just brimming. I'm just happy like to be here. So okay, we shall basically get into it. Tyrant Talks, aka Chatty Patty. My name is Patrick Tyrant, so that's where the Tyrant Talks comes. And my name is Patrick, as you guys know. So Chatty Patty makes sense. We talk football. I'm a Chatty Patty when it comes to football. This is what I do. And yeah, man, the season's literally here. Arsenal kicking off tonight at 8 o'clock. And obviously our game is tomorrow back at the lane, White Hart Lane. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. Okay, everyone's coming through in the comments. So Jay, what's going on? What is good, my guy? Nippon as well from NS Sports. We got Ben. What's happening, my guy? Long time, man. Yeah, what you lot saying? What you saying, bro? We've got Doug as well from the Football Channel. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the people are coming through. So yeah, man. I'm humbled. I'm touched. Yeah. But anyway, without further ado, I'm kind of digressing and waffling on. This is my show. This is my channel. A football channel, a bit of Spurs as well, or a bit of Spurs and a football channel. I don't even know what I'm saying, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. The point is, I'm just gonna basically give myself and just like if I take it back to the beginning, started on Views TV official in 2019. So my guy Semp, shout out to him. Literally, it was his idea to essentially bring the WhatsApp group chat to life. It was myself, Mr. Jason, Alex, aka Joe Nova, and Semps. And then Views took off. And then from there, we literally started getting different pundits and different people on. And the show was called Everyone's a Pundit, hence the term. And we just, that really did well. And then from there, I started to appear on different shows. I've been here, there, and everywhere. I've been on Holly's Hotspurs. I've been on thecoys.com. I was a regular, one of the basically the main people on there. I'm on the Football Terrace, so shout out to my guy Terry. Show me a lot of love. Through Terry, I've met a lot of good people, and I've been on so many shows with so many people. Rodri Giggs, without name dropping too many people, Grizz Khan, Tapping Tobes, Dan Potts from AFTV. Pretty much, Kendall as well from Newcastle, massive Geordie fan. She's doing great things. Daps as well from Never a Foul, Ty from Never a Foul, Kaz. So you pretty much name the best of the best, and I've done work with them. So I'm humbled, I'm honored, and essentially, this is my show, man. People have been asking me to do it for a while, so I thought I would bite the bullet and just get involved, get stuck in, really. But I had to start with a little bit of a background story on why I'm doing what I'm doing and why I'm here. But essentially, I'm just gonna cut all the waffle and get into it. My promise to you is that as a podcaster, a pundit, whatever you want to call me, is that I'm just going to be honest, real myself. Do you know what I mean? I'm just gonna talk my talk. I'm a Spurs fan, as you can see through and through, but I'm going to be honest in it. Like, no waffle. I'm an emotional guy, so you're going to get that rawness, that emotion, that just everything in it, just myself. That's all I can say. I don't want to. I'm kind of talking rubbish, to be fair, but you get the point. The point is, I'm just going to be real, be myself, and I'm a straight shooter. I'm just going to call it as I see it. Do you know what I mean? If Spurs are doing crap, I'm going to say it. If we're doing good, I'm going to say it. If we're not getting the respect we deserve, I'm going to say it. If people are putting Arsenal above Spurs, even though they shouldn't, and they should know now after 6 years, you kind of need to. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to say it. So, man. Dash, what's good? Gonna get you on it as well. But to be fair, there is no rhyme or reason to this show. It is essentially my show, so I can do it as and when. I can be proactive, I can be reactive, I can, there's no set time. So I'm just gonna jump in as and when I choose to. Do you know what I mean? Depending on what's going on, what fixtures we got, tear. But essentially, let's start, man. Where do we start? Summer signings. So we got 6 guys in. And you know, like for me, I feel it's been a good window. I'm not gonna lie. I feel that yes, some people have gone over the top with the signings, but then some people are doing too much in regards to saying that we've had a mediocre window. I've seen people saying that if Everton would have signed these guys 2 years ago, everyone would have just said, yes, an Everton window, which I don't agree with, man. I think the most difficult thing about bringing players in the summer or in any window is making sure that they actually fit the team, fit the structure, fit the identity, the philosophy, all of this crap, whatever you want to say. Do you know what I mean? You've got to make sure that you're signing players not just for the sake of it, but they're actually going to improve the squad. They're going to come in, they're going to be the right profile of player, and they're actually going to add to the team and complement the players that you've already got. And a perfect example of this was us in the January window. So we brought in Kulicheski and Bentancur, 2 players that no one really. No, when we brought these guys in, I wouldn't say any other teams were scared or like, oh my God, that's a great signing. But these guys were exactly what we needed. You know, we had Ndombele, Lo Celso, Harry Winks, creative midfielders or CMs, guys that were doing fuck all really. And we brought in 2 players that Conte believed in and he trusted. And essentially those guys were the difference when we're looking at it. Dejan Kulicheski, 8 assists and 5 goals in about 18, 19 games. Bentancur just coming in the middle, ticking, moving the ball, making things tick, just being creative. And it essentially got us across the line. Do you know what I mean? In crunch time, these guys made the difference. And that's what it means. It doesn't mean signing the biggest and the best player. It doesn't mean spending the most money. You've got to be creative. You've got to basically, what is needed? Okay, cool. So I'm going to get onto these questions in a bit. You've got to do what you feel is going to suit the team and push the team to the next level. And I feel that with Fraser Forster, yes, he's a backup goalkeeper, but he's much better than the keeper that we had in Galini. Fraser Forster, Premier League proven, had a few caps for England. On his day, he's a decent keeper. He is a backup keeper, so we don't need to go crazy. But also at the same time, we need to know that if Lloris gets injured or if there is some sort of problem, Fraser Forster will come in and deputize and hold down that number one, that goalkeeper spot. Last year against against Arsenal for Southampton at home, he had a fantastic game, made 10 saves, kept a clean sheet, and especially Arsenal fans will know, but Bukayo Saka should have scored, a few guys should have scored, and he kept them out. So when you're talking about people coming in and basically complementing what the team have and filling the spot, Fraser Forster does that. So I'm not going to go crazy over it, but I do think it's a good bit of business. Then you've got Lengley. Yeah, you know, I can't gas it up and basically, I'm not going to kid a kidder. I didn't want the guy. I don't want to be too harsh on them because there is meant to be a player there. If we would have signed him from Sevilla, well, we wouldn't have had a chance to sign him from Sevilla a couple of years ago because he was moving for like 50 or 60 million. He was one of the next hottest prospects in world football at that time. Meant to have a wonder of a left foot. We can see that he got on the ball in pre-season with spraying some passes. But if we're being real, I've seen him in the Champions League for Barcelona have a few stinkers, and I'm not that sure about him. So we'll see as the season goes on if he has. Essentially what he needs to do is he needs to get his head down and just get on with it. And the sense of like he needs to make sure that without me talking too much shit, it is what it is, isn't it? Lengley, let's see how it goes. Me, I'm not that fussed about it. It's a loan, no obligation. So if he does well, fantastic. If he doesn't, whatever. We just hope that Conte and the Don Paratici have got it right yet again, because these guys don't seem to miss when it comes to these kind of signings or loan deals. So if they get it right, we've got a hell of a gem there. Because let's be real, for all of Ben Davis's qualities in the last 10, 9, 12 games, I still don't really rate the guy. I know he signed a new deal, but he's awful on the ball. His passing is atrocious, and he just gives me the heebie-jeebies every time he's on the ball because we know it's a turnover or it's going back to sender, i.e. it's going backwards. Where with Lengley, at least there's a bit of quality, and going forward, he will basically add a bit more dynamism. But the only problem with Lengley is defensively, he's not great, where Ben Davis is good. So it's a bit of, I don't know, man. It's like take with one hand and give with the other. I don't know. But then we get on to the guys that I'm excited about. I am excited about Richarlison. I like that deal a lot. 60 million, a lot of people say we've overspent. I do get it. I understand that. But also at the same time, if you're a team that wants to go big and show intent, sometimes forget the price tag and just get the player in that you need. we've needed someone that has the quality to come in and deputize for Kane or Son for like God knows how long. Kulusevski's definitely got that right spot nailed down now. So what we will see with Richarlison, he's got a fight on his hands to get in that team. But it's great to be in that. It's a great problem to have. It's great to be in a position where, we know the front three pick themselves, but Richarlison coming off the bench adds a lot of quality to that front line. Proven goal scorer, literally been Everton's best player for the last 2 years, essentially kept them in the league last year. And he scored some big goals against big teams. So a lot of people are really doubting his qualities. And I'm a bit surprised at that because, Everton aren't great, but Richarlison has pretty much done what he needs to do. And he's proven himself internationally and domestically. So for me, it's a good deal. 60 million is a bit steep, but at the end of the day, like I said, sometimes you need to just get the right player in and you just need to bite the bullet. Don't mess about. He's been there for the whole preseason. I just think that we will start to see, his qualities later on down the line. But I like it. I like it a lot. And I am impressed with the fact that we've actually got someone that can play across that front three and basically give Kane and Son a break at sometimes, because we've ran them ragged over the last couple of years and we're going to be in a lot of competitions. I expect us to go deep into a lot of these competitions. So we need quality. And then, for me, Basuma, that was one of the shocks of the window. The fact that literally I woke up, looked on my phone, and it was like Spurs are in advanced talks with Yves Basuma. And the next minute it's like, he's heading down to the lodge for his medical and all that sort of stuff. So it was brilliant because, we need a combative midfielder. Look, listen, when I go back to last season, I got to see him play twice because we played them in the FA Cup. He was the best player on the pitch that day. He was fucking immense. He was unbelievable. They lost the game 2-1. But Yves Basuma was all over the shop. And in that game, I saw how good of a player he is in regards to getting the ball, turning, dribbling past players, spraying passes, keeping it simple, sometimes just giving it away, coming back for the ball, but also, spraying long passes, intercepting, breaking play up. He's a lot quicker than he looks as well. And the guy can dribble. So I really think we got a gem there. To be fair, he's not a gem. I think a lot of fans understand how good he really is. But it's just the fact that, yes, there's a lot of comments coming through, so I'm really appreciating all the love, people. So, I think he speaks for himself. And then obviously Perisic as well, great bit of business, got that one done early. People writing him off because he's 33, but the guy's a fucking machine. In the best shape of his life, super fit. Allegedly, he was one of the front runners in all of the preseason run-outs, bleep tests, all of that stuff. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him. Having a world-class winger on that left side, whipping in crosses, oh my God, it makes such a difference. And then if we're talking about wingers or wing backs, as we essentially play with wing backs who push up and become wingers, then we got Jed Spence on the other side, who looks a gem as well. It's a tough one because the guy's unproven. I get it at this level, but he is a gem. He's raw, he's rugged, but he likes to get on the ball, run at his players, cause problems. His crossing needs work. I do get that, but he will cause a lot of teams a lot of problems. And if we're going back to the FA Cup last year, he was immense against Arsenal. And that's when I really started to take notice of him. Like, okay, this kid can play. Do you know what I mean? So I think our window's been decent. I won't go crazy and say it's like 8 or 9 out of 10 like some Spurs fans are doing and saying that now we're in a position to win the league. We really ain't. I still think for me, and I think Jay touched on it, for me, we still need a creative midfielder. I know you're saying that we don't play one, but that's not the point. The point is that we need to be able to have different options at different times. And with a creative mid, it allows Conte to switch the game up. Remember, we're going to have 5 subs this year as well. There's going to be a lot of changes in games. Teams know, essentially, you don't want to really play. The misconception is that we're a counter-attacking team. We really ain't. Like, if you watch, a lot of our goals do go from front to back, but we move the ball very quickly. We get it to the flanks or to the wings. Kulusevski's very direct. He'll run at someone. Kane will literally turn on the half turn. Son runs in behind, and boom, that passes on a sixpence to Son. So it looks essentially like we're a counter-attacking team, but we're not. We just know we just play with efficiency. Do you know what I mean? What's the point of dribbling with no end product when you can just make a pass, boom, and it gets to the person, and you get the job done a lot quicker, a lot sooner. Do you know what I mean? Football is simple. Life is simple, to be fair. People just make it difficult. Do you know what I mean? Let the ball do the talking, move the ball around. And to be fair, with someone like Harry Kane, Kane's not the best dribbler. Kane's not dynamic enough to really beat a man. He can do it, but really, Kane will look up and whack that ball to where it needs to go. So in a sense, you're creating those counters from just smart play and smart movement. But going back to what I was saying, it just means that now, with a creative mid, a cam, a deep lying playmaker, whatever you want to call it, it just gives you that option when you're playing a stubborn team. We saw it against Roma in the preseason. They got the goal and they just camped. If we get the first goal, fantastic, because teams have to come onto us, and then we can open them up, and it will be 4s, 5s, 6s, and 7s because we are that good. Our front three is as scary as anyone's in the league or in world football. But it's the fact of if a team gets a first goal or they're not coming to play and they just want to nick a ball draw 0-0, essentially, then we're in trouble if we can't break them down. So that's why, for me, we need a creative mid. And it allows Conte to not always be so obvious as well, because it's quite obvious what we're going to do. And to be fair, the best teams, the best players, regardless, or the best sports people, basketball, boxing, whatever, you know what they're going to do, but you just can't stop them because they're that good. And 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, it might work. But when you come up against a stubborn opponent or somebody that is just as good as you or knows how to, they literally essentially nullifying what you've got, that's when you need something different. So for me, that's why we need a creative mid. But yeah, the thing about Kane dropping deep is that as good as Kane is, imagine if you got Kane and somebody else doing that, or you got somebody else who's serving Kane and feeding Kane. Because as good as Kane is at doing that, I definitely want Kane at the end of those balls as well, because he's one of the best finishers in the world. So it's good to have these options, and the best teams have options. If you look at Liverpool, if you look at Man City, if you look at all the top teams, they've got options, and it doesn't hurt to have more options. So yeah, for me, that's and I still think we need a centre back as well, if I'm being honest. Romero's fantastic. Eric Dyer has looked a lot better in the last 6 months, but there's still question marks if it's a back free tax or if he is actually the real deal now. So for me, I do think we need a quality centre back. We were told we had £150 million war chest. We spent some money. We spent about 90, 100 mil, I think, around about that mark. But then you also have to look at the outgoings. We got 30 odd for Bergwijn. We sold Cameron Carter-Vickers to Rangers, didn't we? So we got 10 million for that. So we still, we spent about 70 odd million, like if you look at the net spend. So we still got money to spend, man. And I actually want us, we've started the window so well. What I don't want us to do is rest on our laurels and let, your Chelseas, your Arsenals, your Man Uniteds that are still looking to do business really pip us at the end of the window. I know it's not a competition. You need to get the players that suit your system and that gel well with your team, but also at the same time, we still need a bit more. Do you know what I mean? I'm just going to be honest. Like this, if the window closed today, I'd be content. But I wouldn't be like overjoyed. I wouldn't be over the moon. I wouldn't tell you, yes, we've got a team that can challenge and fight on all fronts for the whole season. I do think that we have strengthened. I do think with Conte there for the full season, for a full preseason, getting these guys in shape, busting their balls over in America and South Korea, they're going to be in tip-top shape. I mean, Kane looks immense. Kane looks in the best shape I've seen him in a long time. He's hungry, he's fit, he's raring to go. Last preseason, he came back fat, lethargic, and literally his head was in Man City. But this year, he looks good, man. He looks good. Most underrated and overrated transfer window in your underrated. That's a good one, to be fair. I don't know. I would say Notts Forest. They've had an active window, and I like the Jay Lings deal. If I'm being honest, I like the fact that Jay Lings has come in for a year. If it bangs, it bangs, and he might extend. But if it doesn't, then cool, see you later. But I think him being a big fish in a small pond, that suits him really well. And I do think that he's going to surprise a lot of people. Like the guy was fucking cash money when he was at West Ham a couple of years ago. Annoyingly for him, or for me, I would have liked to see him gone back to West Ham and played a lot more. Him coming back, I think he got a bit like overwhelmed with the Ronaldo coming back, and it kind of caught him out. And do you know what I mean? And it's like the euphoria playing with Ronaldo one last time made him essentially miss a season of football because he hardly played last year. So in my opinion, he messed up. So I think now he kind of had that in the back of his mind, and that's why he's gone to a smaller team where he knows he'll play a lot of minutes. So for me, that's probably the most underrated signing because no one's talking about it, but I think it's a good deal. Overrated? I don't know, man. I need to see where the chips lie. Zinchenko for me is one that has been massively overrated, if I'm being real. I think he's a decent player, but all this talk about he's a great midfielder, he's fantastic on the ball, he can do this. And I'm like, come on, man, calm down. We've seen him play there for Ukraine in a couple of games, but to tell me that he now can play in midfield and as a fullback, it's a bit overzealous. Like, it's a bit too soon. So I think that one's kind of overrated for me as well. So yeah, but I'm not here to talk about Arsenal, and I'm not here to talk about Notts Forest. I don't even know how I got drawn out into this question. To be fair, it's about Spurs on this one. So yeah, Richie stepped up for Everton when exactly that. Richarlison is a good player, man. Sometimes he can be annoying, he can be frustrating. I do get it. He has a bit of he likes to roll around a lot and play act, and I know that can piss you off. Of course, it can. But I do think that the guy is a good player. He's got that dog in him. And if Conte gets the right side of Richarlison, and then he's now stepped up and he's playing with much better players, has Richarlison ever played with a player of Kane's ability or Son's ability? Or has he ever played in the midfield with someone of Bentancur's silkiness? Or even played in the back with someone like Romero? Or, so when you're looking at the qualities that we have and then adding a Richarlison, I think it makes a lot of sense. I really do. So my hopes for the end of the window, as I said, is to get a creative midfielder, and then for us to really go big with one. There's so many good centre backs out there. Ideally, at LCB. That's why I really wanted a Bremer, Bastoni, a Skriniar, Endika, those kind of guys, like quality. Pau Torres, even. I know he's a bit slower than the rest, but still, the guys come in and straight away you see how good they are. But with Lenglet there now, I don't know if that's going to happen. So you got Lenglet, you got Ben Davis. I don't know. But I do want a centre back, no excuses, someone that can play across that back line and really improve our defence, which was not that bad in the end, if I'm being real, but it could be better. I wouldn't mind a creative midfielder, but I guess Jay is right. If Kane drops to the 10, if I had to choose, I would choose a CB over Cam. Hey, I want both. Why can't we have both, man? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, like, let's do it. Let's go big. Let's finish this window. Jay Nova, my guy, big up, big up, big up. You're gonna like my predictions because I actually think Arsenal gonna have a good season. And like I said, I'm a straight shooter. I know I've got my Spurs hat on, but I'm also gonna keep it real. If I don't keep it real myself, I'm not true to myself. So I'm not just gonna sit here and bash Arsenal just because it's the easy thing to do being a Spurs fan. I'm gonna just talk my talk. Do you know what I mean? So with that leads me right into my prediction. So for the season, I'm going for Man City to win the league. I think that kind of, unfortunately, it speaks for itself. I know if they do, that's a three-peat, and only the best teams get to do that. The notion is that it's really harder to gear yourself up for that third run, and it's not going to be that easy. And is the hunger there? But it is, man. Pep doesn't settle for anything less than 100%. They bought in Erland Haaland, who is a monster in that 6-yard box. He will be a fucking he'll be a cookie monster. He'll be a gremlin. He's gonna bang goals for fun. Literally, it'll be put on a plate for him, and he's gonna sweep that up. The guy's so fast, so quick, a lot more skillful than people think he is. But the bottom line is that he's built for that Man City team. They've also got in obviously the other striker who looks good as well. Still not sure what's going on because there's still a lot of rumors that a few players will leave, but Man City being Man City will probably have something up their sleeve. I will also say Liverpool second, Spurs third, and then I'm going to go Arsenal fourth. The reason why I've got Arsenal in fourth and Spurs in third is because I do think that we are still better than Arsenal. I do think that Arsenal have had a good window, but so have we. I think that Conte obviously is the better manager over Arteta. I think Conte being here for the full season will also make sure that the team is just a bit more a bit more consistent, because we were winning one, losing one, winning one, losing one. When Conte first came in, Conte being here now, the guys really been drilled and understanding their roles and the patterns of play and what to do in and out of possession. That will make a big difference. We've got a set piece coaching now that should hopefully make a difference. And I just think the team's settled now. This summer is the first summer in a long time I've not had any rumblings or murmurs of one of our top players wanting to leave, one of our top players' heads being turned. There's a good chemistry in that camp. And then that leads me to Arsenal, who are also in a good space. They've added to their team. Arsenal had a good season last year, if we're being real. They finished 8th and 8th. And a lot of people, the talk and the joke was, and even me, I was saying, how are they going to go from 8th to 8th to 4th or even 5th? And then we were looking at it at the back end of the beginning of the season, and I had West Ham and Leicester saying that they were better than both Tottenham and Arsenal because they both had better seasons. Tottenham and Arsenal had an atrocious 2020-21 season, didn't we? If we're being real, got to keep it real. 7th and 8th for teams of our stature and nature isn't good enough. So, what I was going to say is that Arsenal look in a good space. They finished the season obviously not that well, but they've added in the areas that they needed to add in. They've looked good in pre-season. I know it's pre-season, but at the end of the day, you can still see the intent. You can still see the patterns of play. You can see that the players look like they're all singing off the same hymn sheet. Whereas Chelsea, they look a mess right now. Come on, they've got no strategy, no direction. They're just going after players left, right, and centre and getting rejected or just getting beaten to the punch by Barcelona. Cucurella was a player that Man City were targeting, didn't want to pay the 40 million. Then all of a sudden, Chelsea now go back and spend 60 when they've got Ben Chilwell there. And I know they're talking about depth, but Man City, for me, not Man City, Chelsea. What am I saying Man City for? Chelsea, for me, are a team that they've got so many gaps in that squad. And if I'm being real, they were the most boringest, deadest team to watch last year, man. They were fucking awful. They were so boring. And you know what? I got so engrossed in in chatting away, I actually forgot to add my banners and stuff. So rookie mistake. But hey, we're live, we're direct. This is literally, it's uncut. These things happen. It's live, people. It's live. So yeah, man. I forgot to actually put all my tickers and stuff on. So yeah, here we go. So look, my predictions for the season: Man City in 1st, Liverpool 2nd, Spurs 3rd, Arsenal 4th, Chelsea 5th, Man United 6th, West Ham 7th. Do we even care about 7th? But I guess it's the Conference League, so I put it in there. And to be fair, going back to what I was saying, Chelsea have just got no direction at the moment. They're all over the place. Todd B, their chairman, is talking about even like he wanted to fucking take us out to dates and dinner. Like he was asking for people to like, let's all sit down and like this isn't America. We ain't doing those kind of things. We're all here to compete against each other. The transfer window is in full effect. We're all competing. Let's be real. Like the talent pool right now isn't the greatest. Like if we're looking at top strikers, how many good strikers are out there? How many top creative midfielders are out there? How many top centre backs are out there? We're all feeding and thirsting for the same guys. I don't want to be going to fucking dinner dates with you. Like it's not that time. It's not America, and he needs to realize that. And I think for him, he's just throwing money at play. Like to spend 60 million on Cucurella. He's had one good season in the Premier League. Like the guy's a good player. Don't get me wrong, but you got your pants pulled down there, mate. You really did. So yeah, man, I'm not buying it. So yeah, Chelsea are a joke. That's interesting. Yeah. They're for me, they're not making the top 4. Exactly. They got no strategy. My predictions ain't a wild shout. I know, come on, man. I know football, man. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I feel I know my football, and I'm just being honest. Do you know what I mean? And I know a lot of Arsenal fans have Tottenham over, so have Arsenal over Tottenham. For me, I'm just like, where's that come from? Because for the last 6 years, you haven't finished above us. That's no shade. That is just the reality of it. I just think that, like I said, we've got the better manager, the better front three. And I just feel that should see us above that. But I do think Arsenal will be a big problem. I'm not going to lie. I do think Arsenal will have a very good season. They're no slouches. I saw them take a lot of points off the big teams last year, which is something that they didn't manage to do the previous seasons. They beat us. They beat Man United. They beat Chelsea. They're no mugs. So, like it will be a tough season. Do you know what I mean? But going back to that, and then if I go back to my predictions or just literally add a bit more to it, a bit more meat on the bones, I'm going to go for Liverpool to win the FA Cup, Spurs to win the League Cup because we have to win something. We really do. So we're gonna go win the League Cup. Liverpool to win the FA Cup. Champions League. Real Madrid, not an English team, so it doesn't really matter. Who cares? Do you know what I mean? And obviously, I said Man City will win the league. Yeah, man. And then I just think as well as just obviously there's caveats to everything, injuries and like what team's going to hit the ground running. Leicester were a problem for a lot of teams for a while. I think they've fallen off. Newcastle, I'm not sure of. Everyone, for me, they were the next contender for the top six. They were the next person coming through that everyone was saying watch out for. But I don't know, man. They've not really had the window I thought they would have, considering this is their first full summer with the new owners and every. Do you know what I mean? And again, like no shade to Newcastle, but it just goes to show sometimes it's not all about the money because they've been in for a lot of players and they're not getting those players across the line because. Do people really want to go to Newcastle so early on in their project? I don't know. Eddie Howe's just got a new deal signed, so they've given obviously him that stability. So that will show players that are coming through that Eddie Howe's there for the long run. Is Eddie Howe the guy to really attract the next level of player through the door? I don't know. So, when I'm looking at the top six, I think the top six is set. I said it last year, the top six will be the top six again. A few people laughed at me. They said, oh, what about West Ham? What about Leicester? And in the end, it was quite comfortably the top six. And I think the gap will still be a bit bigger. The gap will increase between the top six and the rest. You will have essentially 4 or 5 mini leagues. The top two are clear of everyone else. So it will be City and Liverpool fighting for first. Then you've got Arsenal, Tottenham and Chelsea fighting for third and fourth. United will be with Chelsea and West Ham fighting for fifth and sixth. Then after that, it's pretty much the mid-table bits, and then you've got the relegation scrap. So, yeah. Regarding Conte, that was the next segment for me as well. Antonio Conte, the Don Dada, the guy that come in and literally turned our season around. He did. It was him. It was Paratici. It was Kulusevski. It was Bentancur. There was quite a few things, but yeah, Antonio. So yeah, man, I need my Italian flag. I wish I had it on me. I would have brought it out. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, of course he will, man. Like, do I think Conte will be in charge of? Of course. Have you not seen the latest pressers? Like Conte looks happy. He looks settled, and he's even saying, he goes, for me to challenge, I need to be here for the long run. When you look at the top teams, their managers have been there a long time, and he's like, as long as you guys continue, like Conte has been backed. Do you know what I mean? And yes, of course, we still want more. Yes, some of the people will say, how many world-class signings have you brought in? I do get all of that. But also at the same time, the profile of the players are the guys he wants. We spent quite a bit of money. We've improved in the areas that needed improving. There's still more to do, in my opinion. But at the end of the day, Conte has been backed in the sense of he's got players in that he wants. We're getting rid of the players that he doesn't want involved. No one else is telling Conte how to run the team. Ndombele, Lo Celso, Harry Winks, you're not in Conte's plans. You're not coming in the preseason tour. Do you know what I mean? It's clear who's in and who's out. And so in my sense, he's been backed on both sides. He looks happy. He got us fourth last year. I believe he will have a good season again. So, yeah, I think Conte will be here. And I'm hoping that he'll sign an extension by the end of the season. He signed on the 18-month, which is obviously a 1.5-year deal to begin with. I do think that Conte will be here at the end of next season. I think we'll have a good season again, and then we will go again. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I do think Conte will be here. I don't see why not. Unless something crazy happens and we capitulate, I don't see why Conte won't be here next year or throughout the year. Who will be the first manager getting sacked? Tommy Tuchel. TT. I just think that already the guy's come out and he's kind of throwing players under the bus. And that's never the way to go. It's mental for me, like for all of that to be, yeah, it's mad. It's definitely between him and Frank Lampard. Fat Frank is another one who I still have massive question marks over his ability to manage a team, to really galvanize a team. They just got across the line last year. I don't know, man. I don't see a good manager there. So it's out of those two for me. It's tough to say. I don't know. Like Chelsea will probably get more players in. So Tommy T will have obviously a better, he's got more quality there. So it's either out of those two. I'd probably say, but my gut instinct tells me that it will be Tuchel. So yeah. So going back to what basically. So for me now, I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. I don't want to waffle on too long. There you go, not Lampard. I was just saying, Rich. I don't actually know between the two of them, but if I had to put my my neck on the block, I'm gonna go for Tommy T. I just think that there's just a lot of discourse in that team. Chelsea didn't look good last year. That attacking, like for me, like basically to add some more context to this, I think, and I said it on the top six show, the TFT show, that Sterling will be my flop of the season. A lot of people are expecting Sterling to go into Chelsea and to go crazy and to get good numbers because he's going to be the main man. But they're forgetting that at Man City, he had Sterling, sorry, he had De Bruyne feeding him. He had Mahrez on one side. He had Foden. He had Gundogan. He had Silva. He's got all these top players literally creating, moving. Grealish. These guys just know how to pick up the ball in pockets of space, drag people out, thread balls across the 6-yard box. Sterling running into tap-ins. He's not got none of that creativeness, that dynamic movement, all of these things that Man City did like in their sleep. At Chelsea, he's gonna have to be that guy to create, to run at players, to be direct. And yeah, Sterling can do that, but then to still get the same numbers when you've got basically people like Pulisic, Mason Mount, Timo Werner, and then also Havertz, it's a big drop in quality, man. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't see him. I think I have a decent season, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's gonna hit the heights that a lot of people are saying. So for me, I've put him as a flop of the season, and I don't think Tommy T will be there to the end, like I said. So yeah, like basically for me to wrap it up, because I kind of waffled on a bit more than I thought. I was trying to do this in 20 minutes, boom, boom, boom. But as the show says, I'm a chatty patty, man. So when you put the mic on, I just I just go, man. I can't hold back. So yeah, my bad. But I'm almost there. I just want to get into the Southampton Spurs versus Southampton preview. So we've got a 3 p.m. kickoff on a Saturday, which I can't even remember the last time we had that. I don't think since I've been a season ticket holder, I've been to a 3 p.m. Saturday game. So that in itself is mental. So really excited for that. Excited to see everyone down at the lane tomorrow. It's going to be immense before and after. If you're a Tottenham fan, you know the rituals. You walk down, might hit number 8 before, might hit the brickies. Obviously, we go to the game. We can hang out there at the goal line, bar and whatever. And then afterwards, we're definitely all going to be in the brickies, 100%. So looking forward to seeing all the Spurs fans and out and about. And yeah, man, it's always great. You know what's mad as well? This is quite random for the people watching, but it's crazy how like all of a sudden now a lot of people will be like stopping me saying, "Yeah, I've seen you on this show. I've seen you there. I like what you're saying. I like what you're doing. I like the way you rep us. You always like don't take no shit when people." And it's nice, man, to see that people like recognize me and they see me in all these different shows and they appreciate what I'm doing and they like what I'm saying as a Spurs fan. So that's a good thing, man. I like that a lot. But going back to the game, I think we'll win. I think we'll win quite comfortably. I don't want to ramble on too long. I think it'll be a 3-1 or 3-0 Spurs game. I think the front three will be too much for Southampton. To be fair, I don't even know if Southampton, who they brought in, there's been that much of a lack of a fanfare in terms of their signings. I don't know who's available. I don't know who's fit. Maybe that's me being a bit naive to how good they are. I know last year James Ward-Prowse killed us in the last 20 minutes. Højbjerg was man marking him. When Højbjerg got subbed off, James Ward-Prowse had the run of the green and he literally picked us apart, just whipping in early crosses, and literally we conceded 2 identical goals. We were winning 2-1 when Højbjerg went off. We ended up losing 3-2. That's horrible. So I hope tomorrow we just fucking are on our A game. We mark him out of the game. We win that game quite comfortably. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to it, man. And then literally I'm just gonna end it there in the sense of this is my channel, this is me. I'm just gonna be here. Like I said, straight shooting, nice, direct, quick pods, talking my talk, gonna get people on. I literally just thought I'd just do this earlier today. I thought, fuck it, let me go live at 5:30, see how many people I get like tuning in. A lot of people probably watch this on the rerun. So if you do watch it, like not now, but later on, appreciate you tuning in. Obviously, everyone here, give my video a like, comment in the video, share it, subscribe, which is great. Obviously, the fact that I've started the channel, already got quite a few subscribers off the bat without even putting any content out, that's humbling. It just shows how, how appreciated I am, and I appreciate you for appreciating me. You like that, innit? Yeah, man. Yeah. In my other life as a rapper, so I'm good with words. So yeah, that's where it comes from. But no, all jokes aside, thank you for tuning in. This has been my TED Talk. This has been my podcast. This is me preaching to my sermon, which are you, the audience. You are my choir. I guess I'm a priest now. I'm a Baptist. So yeah, but no, all jokes aside, thank you for tuning in. Best of luck to everyone, regardless of who you support. We all want to see great football. I wish every team success except for Arsenal and Chelsea and West Ham. But yeah, man. Thanks for tuning in. Like I said, catch me soon. I don't even know when I'm going to do this again. There's no set time, so we shall see. Let me just go through the comments before I tune out. See what people are saying. Yes, JB, my guy. Thank you for tuning in, man. All love. Yeah, and I like Liverpool. I want you to do well, apart from when you're playing us, of course. So yeah, all good. Big Rich, gonna get you on as well. J Nova, if you're up for it, we'll get you on. What's this? What's this? Sorry, what's this one saying? I guess as long as Levy doesn't lie, content. Exactly, that's it. If Levy's true to his word, if Levy backs the manager, if Levy allows Paratici and Conte to do their thing without getting involved in, trying to be the main man, then Conte will be here for a while. At the end of the day, Levy has backed. Levy has spent a lot of money to get in Conte. He's obviously talked the talk to attract him to a club like Spurs. He's then essentially backed him in a January window where he got on the players that he wanted. He's got rid of the players he doesn't want. We've now brought in some players, some good players. I believe that people will see that they're a great fit for us as the season progresses. But it's also about getting rid of the players he doesn't want, trimming the fat. And like I said, we need 2 more for me. And then we see what happens, innit? So yeah, like and subscribe, people. Exactly that. Like, comment, share, subscribe. But for now, just subscribe, man. Give me a like as well. First time doing this. Do you know what I mean? They say I'm in an arm and deliberating for a while. A lot of people were telling me to do my own thing. Why haven't you got your own show? You're really good when you're on this. You're really good on that. I like what you do here. Like, it's a lot of effort, isn't it? I'm not gonna lie. And then obviously, it's always scary doing something new. I'll just be honest. Like, we're all real. We're all human. It's always difficult to step out of your comfort zone, to do something new, to try something new. But as they say, if you don't step out of your comfort zone, you don't grow. There's no growth in complacency. So here I am. And yeah, man, we'll see how it goes. The season is literally just about to start. So I thought the timing makes sense. Our season is starting. To be fair, I'm a very optimist. Okay, let's take it back. If you take it back to last year, this time, we had been rejected by every decent manager out there. Nuno was in charge. Very underwhelming manager that I didn't want in. We were linked to Gattuso. We were linked to so many bums. Like, we were just linked. Oh, it was awful. Kane wanted to go. He didn't want to be there. That was clear. There was a lot of... it was horrible. It was horrible. We won our first 3, which kind of made things a bit more bearable. But the style of play wasn't great. We were winning 1-0. Beating Man City first game of the season last year, you're always going to take that regardless of the performance, because to be fair, we defended like stallions. Son scored a great goal. You'll take that all day long. The other 2 games weren't great, and then obviously the wheels fell off essentially. Nuno won 5, lost 5, something like that, some ridiculous numbers. So yeah, after 10 games he was gone, and then that's when our season started. So the fact that, like I said, there's a real good optimism around the camp at the moment. To be fair, I think the vibes in North London are good. Like I said, I think Tottenham and Arsenal are both in a good place at the moment. They're both looking good. Both sets of fans for Tottenham and Arsenal right now are in a good place. And if we're being real, like, even Arsenal fans can't really, what can they really say to Tottenham fans right now? They can't really, we haven't won a trophy in a while, but we're in a good place. We're looking good. And they're in a good place. They're looking good. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's going to be an exciting season. I'm looking forward to it, man. I hope I hope Crystal Palace beat Arsenal today, but realistically, I can't see it. I think Arsenal will turn them over quite comfortably, and they'll probably be 2-0 up, 1-0 up, 2-0, 1-0 up at half time, but comfortably up. In the second half, they just put them to the sword. That's me being real. I don't see Crystal Palace laying a glove on Arsenal tonight. And then obviously our game's tomorrow. So yeah, let the good times roll. Let the season commence. Thank you for tuning in, people. It has been a pleasure. It has been an honor to talk my talk to you guys. As this progresses and grows, you will see growth in the channel. I have, literally this was off the cuff. So I've just come on, boom, started talking to you guys. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. But thank you for tuning in. You'll catch me on loads of different pods over the week. Follow me on the socials. The links are all there. Do you know what I mean? Twitter, Twitch even. I've put my Twitch up there now. I've started that channel. Instagram, obviously, I've always been about. Twitter, I'm very active. YouTube, I'm here now for you guys. So yeah, thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you all soon, man. Take it easy.